I'm not good at these intros, so I'm just gonna do one take, and if it's not perfect, then screw it. Life's not perfect. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to Fan First. This is your host. Welcome back, everybody, to Fan First, and we are doing House of the Dragon, Episode 1. Welcome back, everybody, to Fan First. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back, everybody, to Fan First, and we are reacting to House of the Dragon, Season 1, Episode 1. Fuck it.
King Heirs reigned over nearly 60 years of peace and prosperity. But tragedy had claimed both his sons, leaving his succession in doubt. So, in the year 101, the old king called a great council to choose an heir.
The Prince Viserys Targaryen be made Prince of Dragonstone.
Rhaenys, a woman, would not inherit the Iron Throne.
Very interesting opening. I did notice that they said that the person who inherited the throne was a cousin of the princess. So not the princess's younger brother, but his like cousin, his like younger cousin. It's hard, I guess, to be passed over, I suppose, especially by your own dad. But I mean, we all saw Game of Thrones, and we know it's like a patriarchy, and so I won't explain that much. But I'm gonna leave the rest of my thoughts for the end of the episode. But so far, I can say that I like the visuals. It looks very good, and yeah, let's continue. Dude, that shot looks amazing.
You will lie in his bed soon enough for an era. This discomfort is how we serve the realm.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to battle in glory.
Sounds familiar. The Iron Throne.
Sparrow drivo sega uma capus.
It's nice to hear High Valerian again.
I bought you something.
It has grown slightly, Your Grace.
What happened?
Can you say yet what it is?
We've sent inquiries to the Citadel. They are searching the text for similar cases.
It's a small cut from sitting the throne.
Oh.
It's nothing.
Might I suggest cauterization?
Cauterization would be a wise
What's
course of
cauterization
action,
mean?
Grace. It will be painful.
Fine. Fine.
Do they mean burning? The king can burn? Alright, we're about a third into the episode, and a few interesting things to bring up. The most interesting is the fact that I like how visually stimulating the show has been just up to this point. I realized that we haven't seen a lot. We've just been focusing in on the Red Keep and the members who live there, i.e. the Targaryens. We saw the small council for a while, and we saw the one Targaryen dude who was missing from that council, and caught a few weird vibes from him. But also, I think the Hand, or the person who I assume is the Hand, that dude with the beard, the gray beard, is giving me equally like shady vibes as far as like the position goes. I realized that the main thing that everybody is worried about right now, or at least the king is worried about, is the succession. So it seems very uncertain, at least for the time being. I know the queen is expecting a son, or is expecting a child. The king believes that it's a son, and that would, I guess, solve all their problems. Something tells me that's not gonna be the case. Now, before we carry on, I do want everybody to know that I have seen, or I have seen the telling of the Dance of Dragons by Viserys, not this king, but Viserys, Daenerys's older brother from 200 years in the future. Just in case, or just for the people who might not know, George R. R. Martin wrote these things, and they were narrated by the actors from the first series. These short stories, and one of these short stories was Viserys pretty much telling the events of this show, the House of the Dragon show. So I know I pretty much know the overarching, or I pretty much know the gist of the story. I now realize that by watching this, we're gonna get into the minute details and the things that Viserys didn't touch on. But yeah, I do know more or less what's gonna happen, or I do remember. And but that doesn't make watching this any less exciting. The hype was real. I see that now, because this is shot extremely well, or at least to HBO standards or Game of Thrones standards. So guys, let's carry on, man, before I fucking babble the whole night.
Princess Rhaenys Targaryen, I would humbly ask for the favor of the queen who never was.
Jesus.
You could have the Baratheon's tongue for that.
Tongues will not change the succession. Let them wait.
Hey, man.
Lord Stokeworth's daughter.
King Viserys is a bitch ass nigga right now.
During a difficult birth, it sometimes becomes necessary for the father to make an impossible choice.
Well, speak it.
To sacrifice one, or to lose them both.
They're going to bring the babe out now.
Guess she doesn't get an explanation.
I love you.
Making the first incision. Please hold still. Don't be scared.
Yield. Yield.
Guys, that was George R. R. Martin living up to his reputation. I guess we're back in full swing, because I think one of the things that was a big concern was how comparable this show would be to the first one. And up until now, or up until that scene, visually I was impressed. It was definitely up to that standard, and without even realizing it, we kind of saw. Dude, am I even recording right now? Can I see my recording going? Where can I see my recording going? Where can I see my recording going? Okay, I see the recording going. So anyway, yeah, it's definitely as gruesome as Game of Thrones was, or that scene was. There were a few deaths at the tourney. That one dude who got split in half, whose face got split in half, along with those other guys who Damon tortured for being criminals, I suppose. That's tame compared to what, what that C-section, medieval C-section was. But I guess the important thing is the king has the heir. The queen, not so much. R.I.P. the queen, Queen Emma. Didn't know you long enough to hate you, so at least that's the one good thing to take out of it. Yeah, anyway, guys, I guess let's continue. Not too much else to... Wait. Oh, there was something else. During that fight between Christian Cole, I think his name was, and King Damon. Damon won that fight, right? He only lost because he showboated. He was showboating, rather. Turned his back and then got tripped up. But apart from that, it's not like that Christian Cole guy was a better fighter than him, because Damon had, he actually took him off his feet. So, the Dragon Prince seems like a very capable fighter. It doesn't just talk the talk, it seems like. Yeah, so I guess they're about to announce to the kingdom about the new birth and about Queen Emma's fate. So let's just finish up the rest of this episode. Bro, the baby too? Is there only one dragon here? Where are all the other dragons?
They're waiting for you.
Dracarys!
What was that?
Damon is my brother. My blood. And he will have his place at my court.
Oh, so he's demanding stuff now.
But if the gods
let that dragon out,
further tragedy on you, either by design or accident.
What are you saying? My brother would murder me. Take my crown. Are you?
He is there.
Please. Damon would be a second Magor, or worse. He's impulsive and violent.
They're talking about Magor the Cruel.
If we cannot agree on an heir, then how can we expect a realm? My wife and son are dead!
Did he chisel that?
What is it, Alison?
I thought I might come and look in on you, Your Grace. I brought a book.
Did he chisel that?
I don't know what you mean. You will address me as Your Grace, or I will have my King's Guard cut out your tongue.
Ooh.
The heir for a day. Did you say it? I have only ever defended you! Yet everything I've given you, you've thrown back in my face!
You've only ever tried to send me away, to the Vale, to the
Oh shit,
City
he's
Watch.
talking back.
Anywhere but by your side.
And if the world of men is to survive, a Targaryen must be seated on the Iron Throne.
Whoa.
A king or queen. Strong enough to unite the realm against the cold and the dark. Aegon called his dream the Song of Ice and Fire.
That's a little too
His
on the
secret.
nose.
It's been passed from king to heir since Aegon's time. Now you must promise to carry it.
That's the first episode. That was awesome. Alright, that's everything. Closing remarks. You guys, that was absolutely above and beyond my expectations. I I barely even thought about Game of Thrones. Like the entire time watching this, I didn't expect these characters to resonate with me this quickly. I thought that I'd have to kind of shake off maybe some of the some of the nostalgia that I have, like, you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure everybody who's watched this episode, still has the name of Jon Snow and Daenerys Targaryen fresh in their minds. But I honestly, like, all throughout watching this episode, I barely even thought about either one of those characters, or felt like or felt their presence, or rather, let me say, I barely felt like they were missing in any way. You feel me? Anyway, I'm impressed with the episode. I'm impressed with the writing. The cinematography is absolutely 10 out of 10. Like, yeah, no surprises there. And as far as the content or the actual plot of the episode, so from what I understand, King Viserys isn't too long for this earth. I think his demise is very imminent. Considering the wound, the unhealing wound on his back, and his small council, and the fact that, you know what I mean, he just took a very major L in the form of his wife and son's death. And also the controversial decision he made, passing over his brother for the throne and giving the title to his daughter, which objectively is a good idea, but obviously it's not going to, it's all going to spill out, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just another thing. Here's one thing that I'm not sure how they're gonna pull off, but I'm pretty much convinced that they are gonna pull it off. The story of the Dance of Dragons, like the one I mentioned earlier, that story takes place over the span of many years. And if this show is going to be anything like Game of Thrones, then we can expect it to have like a 10-year run, just like Game of Thrones did. And that's okay. Characters and actors can age during that run naturally, but I don't know if, you know what I mean? I don't know if there's going to be like CG or like, I don't know. I don't know how they're gonna do that. I'll be interested to finding out how they're gonna introduce characters that are yet to be born. For instance, from learning about or listening to the Dance of Dragons story, I know for a fact that Rhaenyra is gonna have kids. I'm not gonna go into too much detail on what their role is going to be. So that's what I'm asking about. Like, are they going to age her up? Are they going to replace her? That's pretty much what you know what I mean? That's the one thing that I had a concern about. But I know that they're going to pull it off. I'm pretty sure that they've storyboarded and planned this entire show all through, you know what I mean? You know, back and forth. Guys, I'm babbling, and a lot of it is because it's almost midnight, so I'm gonna shut everything down. I hope you were entertained by the reaction, and I hope you stick around for next week's episode. And yeah, thanks for sticking around till this point if you have, and I'll see you guys. Peace out.